Okay, getting right at it again. I did some stuff earlier, so taking care of the last of the Superman skins. So got the pen and ink version. No, it wasn't too hard getting those last few levels there. So let's get this properly. So let's go ahead and fire it back up here. Nothing changed in the shop though from us. So hopefully after a few hours, might get an update there. Took a couple of things to try and get the cape. For some reason, it wasn't showing up in the thing. I had to back into the battle pass thing. I don't know. For some reason, I hadn't claimed it or something, or what? I don't know. But it's on there now. So now I have a version of Superman that I've pretty much always wanted all along. I don't prefer to, we could turn off the cell shading thing, but that's pretty much the costume I wanted. None of that Mandarin color crap. I'm not gonna live with the Fleischer style, S shield. I don't know. I see, little bits here, like that thing, because James Gunn he's got mostly the right ideas on a lot of things. As I said, it's not superhero fatigue; it's bad movie fatigue. There's been too many lousy superhero films going. It's affecting the whole genre. And I think in ways it's a little too much of a geeky. I mean, he's gone so many deep dives and doing stuff here. It's like, okay, you want to back it up a little bit. Not everyone's read Kingdom Come. Not everyone knows where the hell that issue has come from. Even a lot of casual fans don't know who the hell Guy Gardner is. Pretty damn sure that a lot of them don't know who Mr. Terrific is or who Mr. Terrific was. For the record, okay, apparently Fortnite's already running. Or just never properly shut off. All right. This might take a little work in here. All right. There were some internet issues earlier today. I think we finally kicked them in the butt, though. Just took, occasionally, super hard reboot of the server as an unplugging it for a few seconds. I think partially that wait 10 seconds is not so much of giving the system time to straighten out as giving the user time to cool down, before before giving into the urge to smash it against the wall. There you are. And that task. Here we go. All right, so let's try this again. I think it's finally stable. It also, switched plugs that it was plugged into. This thing doesn't have Wi-Fi. It's an Ethernet connection. So, what's your Wi-Fi? But it doesn't matter. Okay, there's not even a Wi-Fi card on this thing. Something I need to correct at some point. Because I've got dead computers up front that have Wi-Fi cards. I also still need to get it turned to one of them because I wanted to get a 3.5-inch drive, put it on this computer, the workhorse one over there. so I can start accessing older files, especially if I have to deal with the concordance again, because all of the old files that Bijo sent me are on 3.5-inch discs. That's kind of how I got her to let me help her on the thing, because I still had a computer that worked that used them. That was quite fun. Actually, when I first got them, again, just a lot of the stuff, again, they're not complete files, but most of it, I'd say probably about 75% of the concordance on these discs, and lists and other lists and addresses I have no business having, and stuff like that. I think most of them, a lot of them have died, some of them have moved, so I'm not going to rely on anything. I'd be an idiot to try and follow up on any of them, but a lot of, in fact, one of the things I got surprised, besides the concordance, was also a manuscript for her book on the good ship Enterprise, which is somewhere. I got to run it somewhere, but it's series of like essays and stuff of your time in Star Trek and revolving Star Trek. But some set, a lot of it's since then, and managed to go through it and okay, and tweak a few things. For instance, in dealing with like quoting a letter, change fonts and just it's like 12-point Courier instead of Times New Roman, bold, italics, like that. But also went through, and there was a couple of things, because talked about watching the moon landing on the set of Here Come the Brides. And I don't know how this made it to print, but they printed the date of June 20th, 1979. One month shy of 10 years off. Okay. So got that fixed and set that, and then sent her back to here. Here, if you do another edition, there you go. She was impressed by it. But also, one good thing with that experience is it forced me to read the entire book, because I had skipped around, but just my copy, I kind of skipped around a bit. Where is that damn book? I think, is it back here? I know it's around here somewhere. I'm also concerned because, frankly, the printer's really cheap. The poor thing's falling apart. I found it when I was having to scan in all the artwork. There's no little drawings in it. I left the photographs alone because those are all the rights go to someone else. But the artwork and the thing, I copied that, put it in proper spots, and it's basically a new corrected edition, ready to go. I think the idea was it was going to be an interactive, because we're talking early 90s when this was being put together on these things. So there was some stuff of, supposed to be on some kind of, that interactive text thing. We just, kind of like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You pick a subject, don't click on there, it comes up. Sort of what, oh, there we go. Now we get it. This is, kind of letting everything settle in here. So let's, but so we got a lot of, there's also something, okay, this is different. Things have changed a bit. Vehicle? Oh, there's a glider. Get to the chopper, do it now. Alright, and more shoes. And these guys still. And then, got Shark Week. Engineer's still here. Mr. Terrific's still here. Bloodsport's in now. That's new. Catwoman's still here. We got the Mortal Kombat ones and the Jam Tracks. We're going to skip on past because I still got the copyright music on. Okay, Fast and Furious Charger. Now we got this one. So, if the Batmobile is coming, it's not yet. I'll wait until somebody, one of the data miners, comes through and finds it in the file somewhere, because apparently it's like, nope, it's another rumor that did not pay out. Still no Batmobile. So let's just go ahead and again. Task is done. So you can tell by Superman here. So let's get in here. This thing, because the 40,000 each one you do, you get it off. So that leapfrogs you. This was a. That one, I just need to, I think I just need to find some of these damn guns and just do it with nobody around. Just as long as I am reloading while I'm doing that little, bullet time pause thing. Get that out of the way, because I'm really not that impressed with those guns. But hopefully I can get my act together sometime there in the future and start working on the concordance again and maybe get it ready in time for the 60th. Actually, considering that the reason why it didn't happen this past time, because it was, what I said, when Bijo came back, well, it's like the current custodians are not interested in sharing credit or royalties. They didn't want to acknowledge there was ever a Star Trek before theirs, basically. Especially not since they were ripping it off every 5 minutes, No, that's all art. No, that was in 1967, and you didn't even credit the original author, or the episode. That's a thing. So look at the story for number one. No, Dorothy Fontana cooked that up with Majel Barrett back in the day, but it was in her one Star Trek novel. Most egregious. Oh no, and Harlan Ellison. Again, listen carefully. You can hear him screaming from the great beyond, threatening to rip the livers out of Kurtzman and his ilk for daring to snip from sitting in the edge of forever. After it's Star Trek, we own it. I'm sure Harlan would, beg to do again. Lucky for them, Harlan was already dead when they tried that. I guarantee you, no matter how old or infirmed he might have been if he was still around, he would have been down there standing on Alex Kurtzman's desk, threatening bodily harm for daring to even come near his story. With a copy of the contract in hand saying, no, you can't touch this without my permission, fuck you. Okay, looks like we're going to be dropping in on First Order. Yeah, unfortunately, they wouldn't allow the old glider. Come on, stop that. What?
You have your phone?
Yes.
IRN time.
You okay? I've been meaning to.
Or INR.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to get you to do it for a couple of weeks now.
You have the app open?
No, because I got in the middle of stuff here and I'm streaming, so wait your damn turn.
Open the damn thing.
Is your number going to drastically change in the next few minutes?
No, but I'd like to get it in there before I forget.
What's the number?
Oh, you signed in already?
No, just tell me what the fucking number is.
PIN number?
No, your INR number.
2.9.
All right, a little high, but
Which is down from,
okay. Whoa.
actually it's up from
God
last week,
damn
but
it.
it's still within range.
Okay, let those guys kill each other. Seriously damaged. Gonna be in range of doing anything about that. Don't you lock up on me, you piece of junk. Come on. Of course somebody got it. This is the kind of thing that gets you walking right off the frick of a cliff. The computer locks up, but the game doesn't. As far as you're concerned, you're just going right in your merry way and think, oh, you didn't stop in time. You didn't know to. Yeah. All right. First, let's. Yeah, he's way the hell down there now. Not the easiest maneuver in the world, but fun when you pull it off. Come on, damn it. Stop doing that. All right. It sucks when your hand doesn't want to cooperate. Tell you what, let's just, before we end up killing ourselves over some lousy slut barrels, shit. God. Ah.
What exactly are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I,
I'm playing my game. What do you fucking think I'm talking about?
oh, you're live streaming, right?
Yes, I'm live streaming.
What is your topic?
The topic is I'm done doing my game.
Oh,
Yuts.
Fortnite live?
Yes.
I did.
That's what I just got here.
No, actually, I love you.
Uh,
I love you.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, twerp. Okay. Go get into town. Okay. Let's get the experience points. I know I'm maxed out on gold. There. Hmm. There's your shower. Don't do that. Damn it. You know how to aim, sir? Practically rested the rifle on his shoulder. I should not have been able to get away with that, okay? This is actually a pretty nice apartment. I would not mind this. What's all this? Yeah. God damn it. That's the kind of thing that drives me nuts. When it does that, I'm running the edge or something. Where is this coming from? There you are. You got the shotgun. Better start thinking about getting out of here. No, let's stay conventional for now. With the puppuccino place. Okay, that's easy enough. Sit up straight. Already only 10 other people left. Oh dear. Damn it. Puss bucket son of a bitch. Alright. That's when you start feeling good about a game. So let's do put this in there. I said I gotta move that at all, but nope, it's stuck. Not really. Okay. Get back to the lobby, see if anybody's gonna show up. All right, take care of your INR here. What's your number again? What is your PIN number?
344146.
Okay. Don't give me that. Come on.
You need the
There we
read
go.
again?
No, let's see. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, done.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty. Too many aren't even online right now. So. All right, this is okay. And I was just thinking when the reels just came up on Instagram. When George Reeves showed up on I Love Lucy as Superman, he already left the show. Couldn't find right now. What's the one job he gets outside playing Superman? The whole thing where Lucy was going to surprise little Ricky for his birthday, coming in the thing and dressed up as Superman, kind of, with a football helmet. plaid boxers. I don't know, but again, Ricky being the showbiz advocate, Superman show. While Lucy's out on the ledge by coming, it starts raining. It's a classic bit. If you haven't seen it, track it down. It's all over. While Lucy's cleaning. Hi, Lucy. I'm Superman. It's like, I heard so much about you. And it's the classic bit, though. There's Ricky starts going, no, 15 years of marriage to this woman. Well, you've been married to this woman for 15 years. Yes, 15 years. And they call me Superman. That was actually the first time I'd seen George. The series hadn't really been shown much. I was aware of it. That's about it. But that was the first time I actually seen him playing Superman. Was in that I Love Lucy thing. Because that was run all over the damn place, and that came up. That's a case of no, he did not kill himself. There's just too much stuff. One, the forensic evidence doesn't match up with anything. Who shoots themselves on the top of the head? Or holds the gun so far away from the head that they, there's no powder burns. No, George had been carrying on an affair with the wife of a guy. He's a fixer at the studio. I mean, the mob still had a big hand in the studios at that point. And actually, it wasn't that he was carrying on an affair with her; he was trying to break it off, and that made her sad. And that's what pissed off this guy more than anything. He didn't give a shit about it. Kept her out of his hair for a while. Fine, have your boy toy, get out of my way. But suddenly, she's no longer, she doesn't have her boy toy George to play with anymore. That made her sad and inconsolable. And it's like, he's got to deal with it. And not do something with this idiot, So he, There's too much stuff. He was not he was actually looking forward to the upcoming season. So they're going to do one more year, but he was thinking he was going to try and direct something because he told Noel Neal, it's like, I can't keep on playing doing parts of my underwear, and he's trying to expand his skill set here. So he's going to see if he could direct an episode or two. And he was really looking forward to this. I mean, but he's seen some of the latest. He wasn't in the greatest of shape by this point, so he knew the padding is only going to work for so long. Okay, so I think he might have probably figured I only got like 1 or 2 years left anyway at this point. I better start. He was a classically trained actor. Pasadena Playhouse and all that. And there's one director, it's like take him under his wing. He's like, I'm gonna make a star out of you, boy. But that didn't pan out. I think they're, the movie that was supposed to be his breakout didn't break out. You have some juicy parts here and there. There's one of the Charlton twins in Gone with the Wind. And that could have been, just being involved with that film could have got him going. But, he was also, had a decent sized part in From Here to Eternity, but unfortunately the movie didn't come out until after Superman was a massive hit. So he's doing those lines and stuff, and it's like the test audience is just started laughing. Hey, it's Superman. I was like, so there's a reason why typecasting was a thing back in the day, because people did do that. Couldn't see it in any other part. I think partially because you saw TV actors every damn weekend on your set, whereas movie actors, it was not as common. Therefore, you didn't get them identified with one role all the time. It was something Ernest Borgnine found when they offered you done this TV movie thing or play 7 Against the Sea, and that's where we first got Quentin McHale and the crew of PT-73 and Terra Tupa being trashed and all that. It was a fairly dramatic part. It had its humorous elements, but it was it was not a comedy by any stretch. It was a fairly dramatic thing. McHale was a wreck. He was basically hot because the Japanese had destroyed Terra Tupa. Their boat was at the bottom of the lagoon, and he was in no hurry to get it back at them. Because they sent this lieutenant to try and buck up his name. We got to get back in the fight. And he's all the graves he dug of the men he had to bury. It's like, you could take your war and shove it. I ain't getting back in. But eventually, he gets the proper kick in his complacency, and they do get back in the war. But it gets some pretty good reviews. And his agent, hey, they want to make a series on that thing you did. Oh, they want to do more of a comedy. And he said, no, because he just won the Oscar for Marty. So he's an Academy Award-winning, actor now. He's going to do TV stuff now. Back then, it was like TV and movies would, generally did not, mix the two. You were a movie actor or a TV actor. Movie actors were cream of the crop. So he was getting to the big time. Well, it was right after that phone call, kid came up to his door, selling candy for something or other. And oh damn, I didn't want that. And he decided to, test the thing out here. Said, you know who I am? I was like, no, wasn't ringing a bell. And he said, yeah, I'm James Arness. Nah, he's Matt Dillon on Gunsmoke. You know I am. Okay, I'm Richard Boone. Nah, he's Paladin. Have Gun Will Travel. Okay, that kind of told him. You want to get some recognition? He finally said, I'm Ernest Borgnine. Never heard of you. Bought all the kids' candy. Right there. Just every candy bar he had, just probably about $20 worth. I mean, bought all the candy for him, then called back his agent and said, I'll take the job. What, change your mind? No, find your business. They realize you want name recognition. You want to get your name out there. TV was the way to go. Because again, movies, they don't see it that often now, and kids especially. Kids see the TV. And I think it probably also helped a lot that they were going to do it as a comedy. So it wasn't going to be, the down, the war is hell, and again, no, that's it. Ooh, there we go. Okay, I think we're going to get out of here now. By the way, I got to note that they've taken the gold out of the river, so it's not just the river. It's also this thing. This was also a place where you could jump on here and get that burst of speed. Not anymore. Okay. Is there a box over here? Yes, there is. Hate this. Fine, get away. All right, already got the. Come for God's sakes, come on. Come on. Here. On out. Throw open them gates. Okay. Anything in here? Nope. Nope. All right, come back. Some people just can't handle, so they go by them. Okay, that takes care of that. Upgrade everything here. And Okay, I don't think we're still gonna very long. There is a launch pad up here, which I will be making use of. It's all good. This is almost like an ad for the damn. I'm bringing the Daily Planet to you every day. Contact our subscription people now. All right, let's take care of this run. There, finally. No, going to the fortress is not an answer. Get back to the shrine and get my DMR back. Or I'll be a sub. Shit the range. All right. Get back to the lobby. While we're waiting to get back to the lobby, check other things here.
Oh, oh, oh.
Like a little smack them in some little trans boy telling me, oh, no, it's a pretty music. Don't know. He won his case to piss him off and got 20,000 nothing. Yeah, who's the grifter? What's the fixation on urination? You know, trying to mark your territory? Who's a good boy? You know, yeah. I figured the best way to deal with these idiots these days is just don't try and engage them in logic. There is no logic or real serious thought involved here. It's all thought about the fifis and you will kill us. Nobody wants to kill you. But they want you to stop being a delusional moron and leave the girls alone. Leave the kids alone. Let's see, anybody come on yet? No, I think best way is just, mock them, make it clear that nobody takes you seriously anymore. Enjoy your court settlement. It ain't going to last. I can speak from personal experience. 20,000 doesn't last long these days. Okay. Let's see. Let's give this a whirl. Okay, for sure like that one. All right. Mm-hmm. Let's see. In other news, a Hamas terrorist who held hostage captive in his home assassinated by a targeted airstrike. Let's see. Who were the civilians? There are no civilians. Okay. Oh, idiot. Right. Hell. Cool. That. And that. And I don't need that. That would be a little more useful, I think. Let's rearrange things a bit here. Where did they check out that house that was there? I'm just coming from the wrong angle. Now I'm in the wrong side of town. Never mind. Just tighten it up fast here. Someone is gunning from me behind here. I'm gonna annoy me. Dipshit. Hold still, you son of a bitch! God. Dipshit. God. Well, that's number 6. Now I'll say it again. It's like, when it comes to trans, again, the transgender, actual transsexuals, different thing. That's an actual medical diagnosis by professionals after years of screening and evaluation and looking at every other mental issue involved. Okay, and there's plenty. Okay, it's not a one thing, but it's like that's the ultimate. Fine. Okay, this is we've gone to the end of the rope here. We're now at last resort time, and that's when you start bringing in the hormones and the surgery stuff. It's not a first step. And that's why, at this point, it's like they said, oh, D-trans, only like maybe 2%, then they now to 30. It's like it's quickly becoming the majority, and it's quite clear that the government is acting accordingly. That this is medical fraud, big time, and people will be going to jail soon, and some major fines going on. Okay. I mean, in a way, in the end, it's kind of good that we no longer look at these idiots as authorities and professionals that can do and say no wrong. They can be just as big a greedy bastards as anybody else. And medicine and psychotherapy is just as prone to corruption as any other field. With enough schooling, even the sleaziest used car salesman can become a doctor or a therapist and still have that sleazy little thing, how can I make a buck out of this? So it's kind of a little, wake up call to, yeah, nobody's immune, okay? These people are not saints. They're not, wise persons come from on high. They're humans just like everyone else and just as prone to be crooks. And we're living through it right now. And I see my role in this is trying to help get out of this. Don't go near this because this stinks to high heaven. Anybody with more than 2 brain cells to rub together and 2 functioning eyes can tell you this is bullshit. Valiant Renegade related to Family Tale. Got one daughter still in the house. The older one's left for college. And she decided to not come out of her room and then come out and socialize with her brother, dad and brother. Why don't you come here and play Mario Kart? No, the girls. We got 2 girl dogs. They don't talk. Best girls ever. Just relating it. Okay, what do we got here? Actually, hold on before I do that. One more look here for those coming in late. Yeah. All of us hoping, we're going to get the Batmobile. No Batmobile yet. Okay, so basically, Van Gogh had written and was living at Tilted Towers when he did Starry Night, basically. Actually, this would be a good one to get with a Hulk skin. Because that's what they're doing a rip on. Altered just enough to avoid a copyright thing.
I needed some
Nope. That's it. Very tempting. Again, I'll give it another day, see if the Batmobile shows up to the gate, but it's looking like nope, probably not. So. Oof, that picture disturbs me. Okay. So we got this is basically a newer model, the Dodge Charger. You know, if they really wanted to sell this, get some version of the '69 grill with the little thing in the middle. Yeah. Because that'll say Charger more than anything else. More than the cutouts on the side here. Get that grill back on there in some form, and that, because this is the face of the car. It's like when they restored that kind of bulldog snout on the Mustang in the at the early 2000s. That's when it really picked up. Ooh, now we got something. Because before it still had the slanted aerodynamic. No, made it look more like a classic Mustang, and then suddenly they sold out. You couldn't keep it in stock. And nothing there, so let's do that. I'm not doing another one. Let's try it again. But no, it's, you know, the transgender type, they come basically in two brands. The male to female, which are almost all predators. Their whole MO is to gain access to female spaces, so then they have access to females at their most vulnerable. Some it's just the power trip of having done it. Whether they do anything about it or not, they've made it in there. I'm in your restroom. I'm peeing on your toilet. You know. And there's nobody in here to save you. You have only me. You wonder why they don't want you in there? That's the message you're sending them, guys. You just want to pee. No, your very presence is a threat. Okay? And it doesn't really matter if 99% of guys that do it don't do anything. It's the 1%. It's still too many. So it's kind of, you know, what level would be, you know. Like what level would be acceptable, you know? What level of rape is acceptable? Okay, none. What's an acceptable level of child molestation? None. Like, so you are forced to go to the men's room. Oh my God, such an unholy burden. You got to pee in the men's room. However, did we survive having to pee in the men's room? You fucking pussy ass wet assholes. Poor Billy Thomas couldn't live with being number 435th ranked. No, he had to go over to the women's room and call himself Leah so he could kick ass in the women's, you know, division. No. Just accept. You're not Mark Spitz, okay? Whoever that kid was in the last Olympics. The guy's a freak of nature, but just because like Boy George. I know we didn't say to go because Usain Bolt had a freaking nature. Okay, that doesn't excuse a guy competing in the girls division. Okay. Because there are certain biological realities that I don't care how long you've been on estrogen, it doesn't erase past development. If I were to go on estrogen right now, it still would not change that I have a male skeletal structure and a male musculature. Yeah, this is a lot more intense. What is it about this? Right up in their faces. This thing. These things, like, look at. There. Damn. Shit. Thought I won it for a second. Oh well. You're close though. Okay, let's go on. That's kind of thing of why the fixation on, I'm only here to pee. You can pee anywhere. You can pee in a bush outside. Okay. It's like a stray dog marking his territory. That's all that is, Peeing on it and making it theirs. I'm here now. Putting stickers on there. A trans man, trans woman peed on the thing and you survived. Might as well put on this time. Okay, I think I'm gonna get back to zero bill here. It's a power play. It's predatory, and it's disgusting. Okay. Now again, it goes. I don't think of pronoun usage and other. It's like it is a something Blair White. It's a subconscious thing. You respond to what you see. If it looks female, you give you address it as a female. Like I said, if I were to had a Buck Angel or Blair White or Marcus D. I would look like a fucking moron calling Buck Angel ma'am. or calling Blair White, sir. That would look like a moron because they have put in the work, and I think they've kind of earned the right. Okay. Okay, Fatal may be on Knights of the Anime Table on August 3rd. He's requested some vacation days. So in those cases, so getting the band back together, dude. Okay, yeah. Now there's going to be a day of reckoning coming for these jackasses. I think because of the fields they're in. They're supposed to be, they're dealing with the most vulnerable in our society, our kids, especially confused kids who are going through hell because puberty is hell if you don't know what's happening. Instead of reassuring them, no, this is perfectly normal. This is what happened. This is what's going to happen. No, you're right. This is wrong. We need to medicalize this now. That is disgusting. And there's any justice, there will be some jail sentences being handed down to these jackasses. Because this goes beyond malpractice and insurance fraud. They've essentially done their best to destroy a generation at least. And it's going to take another to undo the damage they've done to our education system and everything else, and the legal system. I mean, from up top, they're doing as best they can. Just pull out the support and start making charges. But so many people have bought into this idiocy, hook, line, and sinker. I don't know how. I mean, Indy's into it. She's deep in it, but how deep we'll find out. The part of the thing, what they do is they because the kids are usually highly intelligent. So they sucker them in by appealing to, oh yes, you figured out, you're on top of everything, and just flat, feeding that ego that they have discovered the secret that yes, you really were you're really a boy in a girl's body, and we're gonna help you realize your true self. We'll just ignore the fact that in Indy's case, we're talking with someone who has already been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and a few other things here and there, and social anxieties, and OCD, but post-traumatic stress disorder, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The part of this always come about when she's being treated for anorexia, so there's self-harm, tendency right there. Said she was never a self-harmer. No, you were. Okay? By trying to starve yourself, that's self-harming. By trying to get a surgeon to chop off healthy body parts, that's self-harm. Well, I got that quest out of the way, at least. Let's see what we got. Now, lately, Indy's been doing everything, a lot of clown stuff lately. Femboy clown. Putting aside something, everything is femboy these days. Like, fucking give it a rest. Okay? Nobody's impressed. But also, it's like, okay, that's one of the things I do here. So, but I have to wonder if the clown stuff is kind of a coping mechanism for the dawning realization in the back of her mind that she's been acting like a complete fool. She's been acting like a complete idiot. She knows it. Back in the mind, she knows she's been a moron. Anybody else need to? Nope. And this is the way of dealing with it. Well, she's just a clown. I guarantee that's what a lot of the trans community sees it as. That's why she gets crap from trans people too. Because it still hasn't dawned on her that, that's not what a femboy is. You're trying to change the term, and then people are getting offended by it. Again, that's why she got booted off Pornhub, which is probably good because they're coming under fire for enticing underage kids and pushing trans shit on them. So it's a case of Indy getting banned off Pornhub is probably a blessing in disguise. I mean, Joe won't get caught up when the hammer finally falls on those idiots. What was that? Oh. Okay, on here, one study found adults diagnosed with gender incongruence are nearly 4 times more likely to receive antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications than the general population. Well, she was already on them to begin with. And this Marcy Weingarten character is and those are prettier than you. Sebastian Bach at his age, was your age, was prettier than you, okay? You're still also obviously a guy. So yeah, Marcy, you're a bit of a pretty boy, but you're still obviously a boy. And I don't care what your age is, the way you're acting, boy. So that's one thing we'll give half a point. Oh, definitely, you're not a man. Okay? You're a boy, acting like a boy, throwing a temper tantrum like a boy. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, that wasn't good. I'm dead. Yep. Well, 200 points. Apparently, this counts against yourself. I'm not. Because I didn't see a single soul around there, and I did that all to myself. So I don't think I fell on anybody. Not that it does any damage anyway. But actually, it did. I was just kind of thinking, use of the word boy, racial. No, it's not racial necessarily. It's just belittling your status as an adult human male. Let's see what we got left here. Yeah, Storm Beast would be nice if they hadn't vaulted the pom-poms. So that either you get the Kryptonian for them, or unless they brought them back out, because I want to understand they vaulted those things. So unless you get the Superman thing, that's it. And Superman here over here. Let's see if we can get somewhere here. It was an ageist thing. Son. I said, no son of mine would act like that. He had his ass kicked Tuesday. Disrespecting me. Respect is earned. So is disrespect. Now, somehow, that little Tyrion here, I need to find his axe. A little battle axe somewhere. Ah, good. Okay, yeah, this is definitely trash from where I was playing this morning. A few more craters. What? Yeah, of course. And apparently didn't bother to call, or they didn't. I don't think they tried to call at all either, or anything like that. Not that I saw. 337. What was I doing? I mean, we were here. Hope the bozo's still watching. So this is what you should have done. guns count as supernova gear, so. I've been down here. Let's get back up in the lab. Nope. Okay, let's do a little house cleaning here. No, I think I'm going to stick with these guns for a while. Actually, I think it will. There. Not yet. It's kind of weird going and not having Superman wandering around the lobby. But he's back in the Fortress of Solitude, so. Which is probably where he belongs, he's considered. Where are those stairs? Kind of weird having the place to myself. No one's around. Yeah, chair knocked over. This place is empty. The screen is messing up. This place has been through a bit of a fight. I don't think I'm going to get the A level for storm goods in here, so. Boom. Seriously? Okay, you gotta do the forward then. And here we go. Actually got a roll out of that. So that was interesting. It's all right. I like this one better. Hmm. I just saw a real good write-up, or video on from Midnight's Edge about why the international audience has not really taken to the new Superman movie. And Andre, being Norwegian, has a perspective because he is the international audience. So he can point out that the folks in Europe really don't give a rip about American comic books and superheroes. It really is an American thing. They started flocking to the Marvel one because they started building up thing of being, entertaining films. They didn't. All right. Okay, just need the damage on it. Do 200 damage within 5 seconds. I took care of that with the Okay, let's get back over here. Let's see what's left. And clunker after clunker after clunker from Marvel. It's like the only ones who give a crap are the American fans who have an emotional investment in these characters, these properties. The Europeans don't give a shit. There aren't that many fans overseas of American superheroes. And yes, despite the fact that, what about Black Panther? They're still cooked up by a couple of, Jewish guys in New York, okay? So Black Panther is still an American superhero. They all come from American comic books. Still gonna do that somehow. And somehow manages to get the Superman thing and start wasting something. Yeah, it's gonna be players. Can't do the high road and take on spiraling. It's gotta. I need to get there. See if I can do better control over things. The mechanics are kind of wonky on there. All right, damage 150. All right, let's just get somewhere in the middle here. Now circling back to the trans, yeah, male to female, it's almost always predatory. Even if all they're doing is just taking territory, it's still predatory. It's still an invasion. It's still posing an existential threat to any woman who are in there. Locker rooms, bathrooms, sports. I mean, when I was younger, it's like I was still fit. I was fast enough that I was competitive, but never enough to do anything. That's what That's what I mean. But if I was allowed to compete in the girls' divisions, hell, I could. Field day would have been a much better experience for me. I'd had more blue ribbons on there instead of all the green participant stuff. That's like participation trophies, nothing really new. Because field day, everyone got a little green ribbon for participating, and it's like participants. But we knew the blue, the blue ribbons, the red ribbons, and the white ribbons. Those were first, second, and third. It's like these morons in the stock. We don't keep score. The kids are keeping score. Okay. You nitwit adults may think you're little kids. That's not having fun. Bullshit. Half the fun is beating them, beating the other guy. We are a competitive species. Okay? Part of how we survive. We didn't survive, these years of evolution and development by being cooperative and being nice. No. You'll want it by being the best hunter, the toughest badass of the thing who can take down a saber tooth or a mammoth and feed the tribe. There we go. I gotta wonder if there's a scene in the movie where someone rips the globe off the top of the daily planet and throws it in 2 minutes to catch it. I wonder if I carried one of these guys around, if it would be any good against whoever gets Superman powers. That could be an interesting fight. Whoa! Dickhead. There we go. I'm going to get back up here to regroup a bit. I missed. And yes, I hear the gunshots. But I'm not just going to go charging out. Well, there's some sort of game plan here. Oh, no, that's a supply drop. Where am I? Way up here. And nobody got that? Of course, we did that. Guess I spent some gold somewhere. All right. That was a little closer than it should have been. I'm going to heal up first before I do anything else. Yeah, not better than a good little sit by the fire. All right. One, get that marker over there. Yep, someone got the drop. Did he get that one yet? Going against the current. You little jackass. Step into my parlor, little shithead. Yeah, he had a Robin. No, he had kill switch. All right, let's check progress. And the other side of the coin, female to male, almost always a trauma response. I don't think I really found one that wasn't some kind of trauma response. There are some cases, male to female, it's a trauma response because they've been molested themselves. But female to male, they don't want to be girls anymore. There's not a power trip that's trying to take themselves off the menu. That is with Indy. It finally built up. It's been violated me as a child, as a teenager, and again, God knows what happened to her when she was real little. We won't even talk about it. You can't, not even to her therapist, won't even talk about it. But something happened, and again, just trauma packed upon trauma, and it's like it finally got to the point a couple of years ago. I'm out. I'm tapping out. I'm not a girl anymore. Except for the fact she's made something of a living being a girl and showing off the fact that she's a girl. So she's kind of caught. And it's one of those cases where it's like probably saved her ass because she couldn't, medicalize. She has to maintain the anatomy as is. She can't get too far on this. And all her anxieties play into it. So she can't medicalize. She's terrified of doctors anyway. So it's all a thought experiment. Down the road when she finds the right doctor, the right surgeon. She never will ever found the right doctor or surgeon. Her standards too damn high. And I don't think she really fully understands what the hell she's signing up for with that anyway. I know she thinks she's got double D's. She never had double D's. Okay, you can track it, Indy. You never had double D's. Maybe a factor in why you always hated them because you never have the right size bra. You got C's, okay? But a part of being in the porn world is like you got to have double D's, so they don't pay attention. They never admit you have a C cup. In fact, actually, most guys frankly prefer C. They don't know it because they didn't know bra sizes from hole in the ground. Most guys' perspective, C is like the perfect thing. They didn't have to play with, but not big, but not so big they get in the way. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a long bus ride. I think that's what it is. Well, let's see if I can avoid getting killed throughout. We're walking off a cliff this time. Okay. Damn it! Well, let's. What are we down to? Well, took care of one. Eliminate one button. I still got that one, and then players using Storm Beast or Kryptonian Brain. Yeah, that just means again they vaulted the damn pom poms. So which means it's snag the Superman mythic or forget it. Again, it's part of the thing of why I've always been cautiously optimistic as far as Indy's concerned. It's like she's been slow walking this thing so much. Her anxieties about doctors and surgery are so intense. And again, also, it looks like, considering what you said about her doctor, the way the hormone stuff, the fact she's still having periods on birth control, and the very low dose testosterone she's on, it's like her doctors seem to have some amount of common sense, and they're not doing trans therapy. They're doing proper hormone replacement therapy. In fact, their hormones are so out of whack. She clearly had no freaking clue how birth control pills work. Stop the estrogen. No, only in the sense that your body's not inclined to produce it because you're getting mega doses of estrogen and progesterone through the pills. That's what they are. That's how I operate. Massive doses of estrogen and progesterone trick your body to thinking it's pregnant. But the fact that you're still having a period while on birth control pills means your hormone levels are so fucking low that it's requiring mega doses of estrogen and progesterone just to boost you up to normal. And you want to know why that is, Indy? Like that fucking pot smoking. It fucks up your hormones. Oh, run away already? Okay. Where was it? Oh yeah. But I'm on testosterone. Yeah. I looked it up. It's not that hard. The testosterone you're on is the stuff they prescribe to postmenopausal women to bring their testosterone levels up to normal. But again, I've talked to these other women who go through this therapy. Through what they went through was massive doses of testosterone. You're not even on a full dose of the stuff you're on. Even doubling it, it's still not the stuff, normal dose. A normal dose is like 0.5 milliliters. You start off with 0.1. Oh, they doubled it. Yeah, okay, so 0.2. You're still only, less than half a dose. Again, that's not anything trans. That's just getting you back up to normal. Tell me how that works. Now, there's something here a little better than what I got. Frankly, I'm kind of surprised they weren't geeky enough to put somewhere in here the Bottle City of Candor. That'd be a nice little deep dive. Now, try that here. Of course. I'll check when I get across the line. Better shotgun. All right. Someone destroy the tail section? All right, come on. All right, quit leaning. And I've got full-blown scoliosis at this point. Oh, shit. Stop. Surely somebody has grabbed it by now. Whee! All right. Hmm. Yeah. You get out of my way. Fucker. Let's go back here and see what we got. Now the whole thing's because she's walking solo up this thing so damn much. And the anxiety is just strong. It's like she won't go through with it. Again, her anxiety is just saving her ass right now. Is that she that stands a better than average chance of coming through this the other side without getting herself mangled. So the damage is, as always, will be psychological, not physical. The one thing that I'm hanging on to is she manage to come out of this relatively intact. Okay, still got a blood to the shield. What the hell am I doing? Still gotta do that. Yeah, this thing hadn't glitched out on me. I've done it by now. Now, when I got to the third one, got the target standing right there. Would not do anything. Pressure just in her liver is twice as that's supposed to be. The bright side could make you a candidate for living organ donation. I don't know. Ariel going around to Pride in New York and throwing on our MAGA hat and watching them freak out. I mean, it's rainbow lettering. I think that still says make America great again, but she has one that's like make lesbians gay again. But, yeah. See, that's another thing. It's part of why, at its core, it is misogyny. And either side, either it's men hating women and their status and their why they need special protections here and there, or women hating themselves because of whatever went on with them, hating their own womanhood. But in that light, the episode Turnabout Intruder takes on a whole new thing. Janice Lester basically, tries to do the transgender thing and swap bodies with Jim Kirk. Doesn't take. Certain things still, bore out there. She still could not master being a man. And indeed, no, you're not mastering both genders. Where the hell did you get that idea? Kind of goes, stop listening to your fucking sycophant suck-ups. They're going to say whatever makes you, feeds into your ego. Oh, yes, you're a good, handsome boy. You're getting... Fuck you. Yeah. You surround yourself with a bunch of perverts willing to throw money at you. The fact is, all they want to do is see your pussy. Okay? I don't know what they've got against tits, but they just want to see the pussy. Or is all your tits getting smaller? Could be. Squashing out all the excess fluid. Firming them up. But it's also making it abundantly clear you do not have double D's. I don't know who the hell told you that. You got good, healthy C's, okay? How healthy they're going to stay if you keep doing this shit, I don't know. But you do not have double D's. You have never had double D's, okay? I've known girls with double D's. I'm married to one who had double D's, okay? Come on. You do not have double D's. You never. You go back years and look at the pictures. Nope, that's a C. That's a good, healthy C. Any complaints about about tits causing clothes don't fit right. I can say the same complaint about having a dick. Okay. Pants don't fit right. You can't sit. It's hard to sit sometimes. You get in the way. Mm-hmm. The fucking heat trap on there. Turn around. some kind of kinky thing that I usually spend most of the day naked. It's not a matter of kinky, it's a matter of comfort. Between the heat in this place being out of control and just a fucking pain in the ass. This stream's over. The t-shirt and sweatpants are going over on the chair. Give a chance for everything to air out, for God's sake. Where's the down? Here we go. Okay, let's trek across here. Alright, let's first get up here. I don't need two of them. Okay. All right, where is it? Who am I looking at? Apparently Superman has been buffed, so make it a little more enticing for folks to try and get up. So never mind. Oh, he has been buffed, so a lot more hit points. Does a lot more damage. Nope. Get up. You learn to look around a little bit. You know? I'll get to that chest before the storm gets here. I only have for 5 minutes now instead of just 4. Where's the damn cape? Here we go. Ah. Where's that launch pad? And again, it's still an open question, when she does finally come to her senses. And I've been assured by other Dean transitions she will eventually come to her senses and figure out it's bullshit. It's still an open question whether or not she'll still hate me. But again, I think I can live with it as long as she comes out of it on the other side without having destroyed her health. I'd like to think to be a little apologetic. I'm sorry I put you through hell. I should have listened. But I also recognize I have not exactly conducted myself according to Emily Post. And I have copped to that. So. Okay, someone lost their driving privileges. Yep. Now, I told the court, I'm hoping at one point someday down the road there could be a bit of a reconciliation here. I'm not holding any appeal. Thanks for the boost. Okay. No. I'm not bugging you. Then slug it out up there. I don't mind leftovers. Now, I've been told I'm a pretty good listener and not bad with the advice. So, not necessarily give it, but it's the fact that I want to say usually kind of makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the part I would like to, take a swipe at being, unlicensed, counselor type, like the advice is, worth what you pay for it. Still. All right, there's something going on here. It's not making any noise though. Oh, there. I mean, I would always advise, to run this by, in fact, a lot of times what I did, for my idea, said run this by your therapist, see what they think. Well, they're considering her therapist and taking her down this merry path. I wouldn't trust her therapist to direct me to fucking McDonald's. You don't know this game, Missy. Always a third party. Let's get back. I think the whole thing was driven by the fact that I watched some of her live streams, the way she interacted, and I think this is someone to be friends with. And there's stuff going out that you can actually, if I'm going to be friend, count as a friend. The taper time video. Okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, it took a while, but then I finally got it. Okay. Let's review. All right, so now we're just down to the eliminate player when the 5 seconds to actually missed form and Krypton Zone. This one's a pain in the butt just because, it takes longer than 5 seconds to take him out, which is a problem sometimes. And then, like I said, they vaulted the pom-pom, so there's no Storm Beast to get turned into. So it's either get the Superman thing or it ain't going to happen. And that only has a 50% spawn rate. I mean, it seems like maybe they've upped that too. Is anybody coming in yet? Not as yet. I'll just offline for me. Some culture casino. No, it's off. It's just alphabetical. Might not have been off for months. Okay. Okay. Pushing 3 hours here. That's enough ranting for me, I think. Now it's going to be an interesting day when she, finally wakes up one day. The way she woke up and decided she was a guy. When she wakes up that day and realizes she's not a guy, never was. Therapist lied to her. If her doctor's anything, was playing along so she wouldn't hurt herself, probably. But it's going to be an interesting day. Doesn't realize how many of her little friends were cheering her along on this self-destructive spree, including Jean. You look so hot with your tips chopped off. Fuck you sideways with a cactus. How dare you show yourself within civilized society even thinking that? Never mind actually posting. And I did this and stuff was passed on from other people. I saw the damn post. Anybody who cheers on somebody actually doing that to themselves, you have lost your right to call yourself a civilized human being, you reprobate. And everybody else playing along with it. Crying out, no, he's a boy. He's a... They're all a bunch of idiots. I guess a lot of these guys, when I would talking about, the hormones and the risks on that. These things, hormones and steroids are the same thing. They are, you idiots. Look it up. That's the thing. We have the world's knowledge at our fingertips, even on our phones. And we have been raising the most brain dead, stupid generation on record. I mean, we've always had morons. In the majority of the population have always been idiots. But now it's like used to be the truly stupid would take themselves out through their stupid acts. Something along the way that would get themselves killed. But now we've put up safeguards and warning labels and just basically bubble wrap society. So now these people actually survive and breed. And and wonder why the place is going downhill, because we got morons who are prevented from taking themselves out of society before they, contaminate the rest of it. They are breeding and they're voting for other morons, or falling for con men because they're idiots. We should be living in a golden age, and we're on the verge of another dark ages because people are idiots. On that happy note, I think we'll end it here. 2 hours, 45 minutes, that's long enough, I think so. Probably, might fire it up again later if Raquel gets on and asks, hey, you want to play? Yeah, fine. Maybe part of that. But in the meantime, we'll talk it.
Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Well, the man is ignored. Action is what's ahead. Like it's a great big bang up. Whenever there's a hang up, you'll find